nga akong gihatag nga retributive justice nga kaning unsa pa the state nga has the obligation to protect. Ay ila ra gyud wa nay kadlukan, grabe na kaayo ni mga krimen karon mo na. So I voted in accordance with the sentiments of my constituents in the 3rd district. And I think if you would conduct a survey, I think surveys had been conducted.
Yeah.
Mas daghan man yun ang preferred nga ibalik ang death penalty.
You mentioned about, you have any more questions?
Yes.
If I may interject in line with that goal, no? I know you are a devout Catholic, and how does it feel that your position is somehow inconsistent to the position of the church?
You know, we may have each of us atong kaugalingon nga opinion o unsay sakto unsay dili. The thing that I know is wa gyud inconsistency between my devotion to the precepts of Catholicism and the death penalty. Kay ang ako lang siguro ikasulti ni ini, it does not mean that the pronouncements of some bishops has become Catholic dogma. In fact, I have yet to hear a single prince of the church or official of the church stating that if you would vote for the death penalty, you'll be committing mortal sin. There was often the question asked of me, naawa na sa commandments, thou shalt not kill. Exactly. Thou shalt not kill. Kung muutang kag kinabuhi, doon na kay, di ba may mortal sin man na ay tulubagon. Now, murag, it is too far, murag suntok na kayo sa buwan nga atong nang i-translate into, oh, kung mubutar ka death penalty, wa ka ni sunod sa thou shalt not kill. Let us first go to the perpetrator. Siya, mo'y wa ni sunod. Ni anang commandment ka nga balaura. Ikaduha, when a criminal commits a heinous crime and he's subsequently charged, ingnon ta, kini si Juan, ipatay si Pedro. Take note, attorney, ang criminal case filed is not Pedro versus Juan.
Yeah, it's people.
It's people of the Philippines versus Juan. Why? Because by killing Pedro, you have committed a crime against the state, against the people of that state. And therefore, it is the state that shall now run after you. Now, kaning thou shalt not kill, I think, klaro bitaw, thou shalt not commit adultery, di ba? These are individual crimes. Pwede dahil ang state makakommit of adultery. Di ba? So, saan man pagkaingon nga, thou shalt not kill, this is directed to the state, this is directed to each of us as followers of the faith. Let us render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, render unto God what is God's. And our obligation to God is we should not kill. The state's obligation is to protect the people of the state against those that transgress the commandments of God.
May kitong pagkasulti ni
Oh.
Gwen.
Go
Ilang
job,
question.
Congresswoman.
Congresswoman.
Deputy Speaker.
Gwen, alam, hindi mo maglibo. Gwen, oh, Gwen.
I think many people are just used
Yeah.
to calling her governor. Okay.
Pero ang mga bata, Gwen, ba yung tawag
Yeah,
na?
Gwen, it's really Gwen.
Matigulang po.
Kabahin
Ako,
sa
University.
kuan Gwen sa barangay election, are you in favor na i-postpone din siya considering nga ang federalism idungan siya kaning plebiscite for federalism, inuman siya sa barangay election.
Mm.
So kung wala election sa barangay, posible na wala na yes or no for federalism na ano.
Let's first take it one by one. Una, ang kaning sa barangay, no, nga postponement. Ang rason yata sa presidente nga bisan pa sa kaning all-out war against the illegal drugs after sila ba ka buwan? 8, 9 months?
8 na po.
Oo. You know, the problem is still as serious. Kunya, ang kahimtang karon, and I think kamo mismo, kay, you know what's happening. It's really down to barangay level. Why? Because kadaghanan po sa mga kapitan are just as deeply involved in these illegal drugs. So niya, mauna nga, iniingon ng presidente nga kinahanglan dili usa ta no kuag eleksyon kay musud ang narco politics. Daghang kwarta na magasto ni ining mga drug lords kay lagi ang pinaka target ang barangays mo gyud. Mo bitaw to nga ang rason primero nga ni pasarmi ni adtong balaod sa Kongreso nga gi postpone ang barangay elections last year October. So gi postpone, and by so doing ang term na hold over ang mga barangay
The officers,
captains. Now, the president has access to all information, no? All reports of which kita wa ta ana. So, I would trust him when he says nga kung mag-eleksyon ta, ang hitabo ni ini gamito ning drug money to win in the barangay elections as many barangay kapitan posts as possible. I trust him if he says that. Kung ato ni postpone aron wa tay election, then it will have to go back to Congress. Kinahanglan, okay, under the Constitution, doon na bayay term of office ang tanan elected officials koto bragi na 3 years except for the barangay. Inyo na tayo nagibasa, Article 10, Article 7, Section 10, matingalin nga, except by law. Meaning ang Kongreso, as far as the barangay officials are concerned, has the power to extend that term. So, inibalik, karong Mayo 2, I understand na ay bill gi-file si Congressman Barbers na i-postpone until 2020. That will have to be tackled, no, i-deliberate. That's why, nangay mong comment na ako, Antonin, ko I cannot comment kay i-deliberate pa manggod na. We want to see.
Congress will see.
Oo. Because I've not even read the bill itself. Because the second question would be, what happens to the present crop of barangay captains? Is that included in the bill nga i-hold over na po until 2020? Or, as what you may have heard from recent pronouncements sa President nga, siya na lang mo appoint.
Yes.
So, will that be incorporated in the bill? What about kinanglan pa na itakal sa committee level? That's as far as barangay elections are concerned. Okay. As far as federalism is concerned, ang House of Representatives, in fact, tingali, nabasa po ito ninyo, ako adto po ni sponsor on committee level, con-us na ang mode of revising. It's actually a revision. It's no longer amending. We are going to change our form of government. So, it will be done by Constituent Assembly as far as the House of Representatives is concerned. In fact, nas plenary, we hope na ma-approve na on third reading when we return. But I have to be sure if it's on third reading. It will really now be. It was one of the. This was one of the bills that were scheduled for deliberation on plenary level. So, kung ma-approve na, then we will just have to wait for the Senate version, no? Kay kinahanglan man. But as far as that is concerned, kung mupasar na, then mukonvene na ang Congress, both Senate and House of
Upper and lower
Representatives.
house.
With, I think you also read that by executive order, the President may appoint about 20 or 25 experts in constitutional law,
Mhm.
who will probably first be tasked with drafting the Constitution, the revised Constitution. But this will definitely be deliberated upon by the House of Representatives and Senate. Ang sticky issue would be whether they would be voting separately or voting as one.
Right. What is the rule on that, Gov?
They, kana manggod, kanang 1987 Constitution, nagsugod na gikas unicameral,
Yes.
di ba?
Mm-mm.
Unya, by the 1987, ilan akong i-bycam.
May kamnasan.
Karon, nakalimot sila to address that, nga di ay bicameral na under the 1987 Constitution, wa na nila na specify whether they should be voting separately or voting as one. Now, the Senate will not agree. Now, they will be voting as one kay madiluted ang ilang power. 24 na gud sila. 292 mi. So I think there will have to come a point where that will have to be agreed upon. Voting separately or voting as one. Now, hypothetically, ug ma-agreed upon na gyud na, the target was by 2020, ana na ipasar or ratify sa katawhan
Tulo ay plebiscite.
through a plebiscite. So that should be 2020. And the 20 sa ano, what was the next election? 2019.
2019.
By 2019, yeah, that's right. So 2019, pakanaog na through a plebiscito, pag-ratify. So that by after 2019, for the next 3 years, ma-transition na into a federal form of government. So, dili siguro gyud kaayo maka push back sa timetables that have been earlier set for the revision of the Constitution if things go as scheduled. Kami sa House of Representatives, we are doing our part already. No? Ang mode of revision would be the Constituent Assembly that will pass. We are very sure when we resume sessions. We still have to see the Senate version. We still have to see some movement sa Senado.
Dito kayo wala.
What are the other roadblocks that you foresee?
The biggest roadblock would be agreeing on all of the provisions that will be contained in the revised Constitution. Aside from the shift to a federal form of government, then daghan baya ang economic provisions nga musod, ang term of office, ang fixed terms, kaning daghan. Probably, katong moingog ang anti-dynasty, gusto na nila yun, ipaklaro na yun. Or, of course, ang kadagha, moingog po, unsa may dynasty, nga wa man ay Torrens title, may dynasty nga, may man automatic, so maglalis na po na. Or even probably, like karon sa present constitution, kining death penalty is allowed.
Yeah, this is
Gibutang man, unless for compelling reasons, gibutangan, shall not have cruel, inhumane punishment. The death penalty was abolished, except for compelling reasons. So Congress
can really
yes,
make
can
it.
reimpose it.
Yeah.
So daghan basig ang kama, ang period, ang semicolon,
So every detail has
especially
to be-
daghan cameras.
Oxford comma.
Yeah, the Oxford comma.
Mm.
So for the benefit of those, especially the constituents who might not be very familiar with the system, what are the benefits that ordinary people can get if we shift to a federal form of government?
I would like to quote the speaker's often repeated rationale, no? Every time he is asked. Moingon siya. kita ba, mura bitaw ta o kanang nagsakay o usa ka modelo nga sakyanan. Unya, nakakita ta daghan kaayo og mga guba dili ta nalipay kay daghay mga buwang sa atong gisakyan. Unya, sige lang tag-usab, pero mao ra gihapon. Pila naman ta ka constitution? 1935, 1972, o kani 1987. Sige lang tag-usab. Ato ray paripe, pero mao ra gihapon kuno nga modelo. Unya, where do we find ourselves after all of these decades? Mao ra gihapon ang atong mga problema. We still haven't, in fact, ang poverty gyud kana wa pa gyud nato ma-address. So, ingon si speaker, let's have a new model. Let's try this new model, which is now the federal form of government. How would that be as advantageous to us? Kani adto pa, when I was governor of Cebu, I had already been supporting those that were pushing for a federal form of government because I had always been so frustrated at how dako kayo ta o ma-generate na income sa island of Cebu itself with all of our industries, and yet that all goes to the national government and it comes back to us but in the form of an IRA. Pila naman na? It's 40%. Dapat musaka din na to 45, pero 40% share na to of the national wealth. Pero kana nga 40% share, gi-share pa gina, kaya may 25% equalization, gi-share pa gina with other provinces. Like with all the funds unta na available na to by our own generated revenues, pagkadaghan na to mahimo. But unsa man nahitabo, ang tanan na itong ipadas Manila, 60%, ito ang igasto dito. Kita, by the way na lang ta sa budget. Well, ako di ay nuna, di ay itong Visayas. And worse, labaw ng Mindanao. Kani, ang ito kalimtan ta.
So we're not reaping the fruits of our labor.
Kung federalism na, approximately 70 to 80% will be retained
Sa local.
within the state, the federal state.
Hindi naman.
Oo. And then we can really be empowered to define our destiny. Okay, moingon sila. That's good for Cebu. Okay. Cebu is such a rich and strong province. And that is why in the aggregation na karon or in the division into federal states sa tibuok Pilipinas, the speaker, si Speaker Alvarez, envisioned the putting together of the strong provinces with the weak ones. Kaya moingon man tong mga gagmay, unya kami, how will we survive in a federal system? Nga kami na mismo, wa man may income na hapit ma-generate. Asa naman may ani? So, by putting together the stronger provinces together with the weaker ones in one federal state, then it is envisioned that we will be able to spread the resources and therefore spread development, encourage development, especially in the weaker, less developed economies of the smaller provinces. So we are looking at different models, but we will have to craft a model that answers our own unique situation. We cannot be totally patterning ourselves sa US model because kaning mga states good sa US had already been previously formed states. Daan naman to sila nga ilang kaugalingon ng mga state, identified naman to. Karon kita, we will have to define asa niini ang mga federal states. So, and of course you have to consider the different levels that would be involved here, from the municipalities to the cities to the provinces. Unsa unya ang role sa provinces kung 3, 4, 5 provinces will belong together?
Yes, please.
Unsa naman unya ang mahitabo sa mga gobernador? Kay usa naman ang gobernador unya. That would be the governor of the federal state. So, di ko katuwag ni mo, saan pa na ron. Kinahanglan pa na ako
Mga
ron.
governor, di
This,
na sa
I am raising the possible issues that will have to be tackled.
Mm.
And that is why ang transition period is really very important.
Any other questions on the topic? Okay. Yes.
Brenda has a question.
We can move on to more local issues if we may. There have been
Might not be able to answer very intelligently on local issues.
National level na yun.
Di man. And the thing is, I'm not here most of the time.
Yes.
No? I'm away for the sessions half of the week. Then I come home. Okay, I leave Sunday night mostly. Okay, Monday to Wednesday we have sessions. Yeah. Monday morning, daghan na kay committee hearings na I try to attend. Since as deputy speaker, you're a member of all committees, so I try to attend as many committee hearings as possible. Then I go back Thursday afternoon. Kunya, usually na ako'y engagement na sa mga barangay, ito ako nga sa distrito, ako sa probinsya. So,
Ang artista.
Really,
Ikaw na.
wow. So, basig di kay ko ka tubag ninyo.
Kung ano
He
ko,
did deliver
ang katong
he did deliver a privileged speech on
Yeah.
the situation at
Yung
the
sa CPDRC.
CPDRC.
Have you already filed the
Yes.
resolution
Yes.
for the congressional inquiry?
Yes. Duha na. Ang first was a resolution that I filed after my first privilege speech. And that was a criticism on how low can you go, from unsa to nga ato, jailhouse rock to epic jail failure, ang mga bato. And that was really to make
To rock bottom.
to rock bottom.
Jail
Kay
software.
kuan ani kanang ang gobernador man gud mo oy jail, keeper of the jail under the administrative code. So di gud ka makahimo nga manghunaw ani. Whatever happens inside that, you are ultimately by command you are responsible. Mo magani you have total control and supervision kay ikaw maoy tasked to put in the proper disciplinary procedures and proper controls against the entry of contraband items. So, moto nga I delivered that and I filed that resolution. Na, what na day tumatakal kay we then immediately focused on the newly living prison on inquiries. And then after that, the death penalty. So, daghan kaayong uban nga detention. Yeah. Then, I delivered my second privilege speech 8 months later, or 7 months later. Kay, after a Greyhound operation, ang ikaduhang Greyhound operation, si PDRC made headlines again, kay gipahubo ng mga kon, gikuha ang picture, all of these things. So there was, of course, the usual outcry na yun, thinking, this would ultimately go all the way up to the president, ang Amnesty International, even the vice president, si Leni Robredo, chimed in too, nga kuan mo ni, I mean, they spoke too soon. Kay, tinuod, we agreed. It was cruel, inhuman. Gitangtangan na lang ito the last shred of dignidad ang atong mga inmates. But, hey, wait a minute, isa may responsable. Kay, bayan to, CPDRC is under the BJMP.
Yeah.
So, the BJMP is under the DOJ. The DOJ is under the President. Pero kini, CPDRC is under
capital.
the
Provincial
Governor of Cebu. So, wala mo kadungog ng tingog patong Amnesty International o ibalikan ni
And Lenny Robredo.
Leni Robredo. Human ko nag-deliver adto.
Wala
Just
na.
to clarify ba, nga, when we give credit where credit is due, then ask the same obligation from the person where obligation is due. Diba? Chair of the Committee on Justice, we are hoping that this can be scheduled, hopefully, ang investigation. So, doon na. First, on all of these illegal activities going on. You know, katong gobernador ko pagkasikat sa PDRC. Pero dili sikat tungod kay naisyabu, tungod kay gipang pahubo. I mean, it became a source of pride even, ironically, a source of pride for Cebuanos because we showed in Cebu that we could have this facility that was efficiently run, where inmates were able to regain a sense of dignity because of katuilang performances. And we had all of these, which went viral on YouTube. We had all of these programs that they were given, no? They were earning while they were in jail because they were nagtahi sila sa mga linens nga gamiton sa mga district hospitals, sila naghimo sa ilang pagalinong sabon nga gigamit, and the provincial government paid them for that. Pero wagi kwarta sa sud, dito na diretso gideposito sa ilang account. Pero kanitanan ba, which I turned over, I mean, naato tanan, doon na tayo manual operations, sa turnover na tanan ba. When, to the new, kinsay ni Puli karon, but I guess, wala pa siya time pagbasa siguro.
Well, since you already tackled a part of your term as governor, this is a question from our editor-in-chief, our publisher now, Jerry Tunda. Are there any programs, you may or may not comment on this, are there any programs, projects, or initiatives that you started when you were governor, which you think have not been given support they deserve?
Obvious ba? I can't know. We were just talking about the CPDRC. Nga naman unta, I did not turn over a problem. I turned over a source of pride. Now he's turned it into a problem. Okay. You talked about the CICC. If you want a graphic picture as to how this administration has completely disregarded to the point of maliciousness something that had been accomplished by my administration, then just look at the CICC. I hear nga na ako kuno'y suroy-suroy Subo.
Yes, napa.
But from reports that I got, if you remember sa akong time, usay tagilman na kabases, di ba? Ayaw, inig-abot na to sa lungsod. Takhan kay mga tao, you do not need to call them. Kibaw sila mo abot ang suroy-suroy, mangita sila sa gobernador, naa ka na. Karon, usa na lang kumuto ka bus. Nagtingkagol na kuno dito sud ang mga nanguyo. Unya, murag ang uban, wa naman na gitaw suroy-suroy. Mingaw-mingaw na kuno. Mingaw-mingaw Subo.
How about the 93-1? Until now, wala pa mong diin.
We already had a solution for that, remember? If you would review, we got the associations to sign memorandum of agreement na ilang paliton ang yuta. Katong mga residente na gives bona fide na kung inventaryo na ta, mga 4,000 kape na sila. Unya, ato na nang tie up with NHA and even with kaning mga community home mortgage. Kay para, and i-appraise na plus tagaan ko din sila pila to, we lowered it by about 30%. Kunya, itagaan na sila repayment scheme nga that would last for the next 25 or 30 years. Nga mura na sila nagbayad og abang, 550 a month. That's even less than being a bed spacer. Nya, imaimo ng yuta. So, pila na to, mga 11 na tingin itong ka-associations ng Lirma. All you had to do was to implement it. But now, I hear, mag-lot swapping na hinuon. That was what, di na akong comment. Uy, kamo na lang kaguhot na ako. Okay na ko sa akong kabutan.
Both knowing your communication background, your undergraduate studies was broadcast communication, I wonder if you have some thoughts on the most recent phenomenon of fake news. Any thoughts on it?
Well, I think what we need to do first is to tackle the phenomenon of social media.
Yes.
And this is something that had not been foreseen. Ang atong naibawaan mo good, mainstream lang yun na, no? So, whether it be by broadcast or print, from mainstream media, moto ang atong kuhaan og source of news, and because mainstream media was that powerful, they could actually shape the opinions of the reading or listening public or viewing public. Karon isud ning electronic media. So social media nisod. Nga everyone who has a phone has the power to even give his own comments.
Yeah.
Kani adto kinahanglan mag-letter to the editor pa ka nya mangita pa ka sa opinion page butang ba to akong kuan.
Karon
Karon comment lang diretso nya usahay di pa gyud ka accountable sa imong kaugalingon. Kay you create a fictitious account
Yeah.
which can be done.
And can be magnified.
Unya, pwede na kang magpataka na lang kagyaw-yaw. So these are all the phenomena that's happening. And of course, then comes in fake news. Precisely because sa pagkakaroon, there are no clear boundaries ba in engaging in social media. Of course, na cybercrime, na pero sa pagkakaroon, wag pag yun na kaayo ma-define nga kanus ama na ka magawas ang balaod nun nga di ka pwede maka-create o fictitious account. I don't think we can tackle with that. Di man gina. So, for as long as anybody can create a blog and hide behind the anonymity of a particular title or a particular name that's not your own, we will have to deal with fake news. I think, and then we go back to mainstream. Kaya may tabo. In order, this is what I do. In order to discern whether what is being kanang posted and reposted, tweeted and retweeted has a semblance or a grain of truth, I look at the tanaw na lang yun, no? Kung asa manigikan.
The source of the information.
And then, if it is kita nimo nga gikan is mainstream, then at least doon ay gibog aton nga this is possibly true. Kay ang mainstream mo, they have accountability. They have their name man on the line. Ha? Kung ibutan mo na Freeman ang source, we know that the Freeman would be very, very careful in putting it out there sa social media if they have not rechecked it. So, ang ako ra gyud kasulti, as a graduate of communications, I think all of us have a responsibility, and more often than not, kaning mga churn out of fake news or even spew of mga such vulgar and profane comments.
Venomous comments.
With much confidence, I can say na di gid sila graduate of communications.
I'm asking this because social media and the internet now plays a huge role in governance and in politics. Personally, what's your policy when you go online? As a politician, as a legislator, what's your policy when you go online, personally? When you interact with your constituents?
My policy is like I'm going online karon, I first have to find out asa man mo gawas, Freeman man o sige.
The credibility go.
The credibility factor, mo lagi, it's come full circle, no? Na mainstream media to a certain extent medyo nawad-an ana nga omnipotent power kani ato murag all sila ra man gud kaniya naman ang social media, but then fake news has come in, so mubalik na punta sa mainstream. After all, mainstream still plays a role. Now when I go online, which is not very often, I do have a page, Cong Gwen Garcia. I have my personal account,
FB.
Gwen Garcia, which I handle personally. Ang Cong Gwen Garcia na ako'y administrator. But when I go online, I see to it that the person that would be posting my video is credible and responsible. So, I'm here, hey, I'm here. In other words, you're credible and responsible. And Mike Lopez now is taking my video. By the way, daghan kay siya followers. Atong iyang very masterful pag-refute niya. Lenny Robredo got pila na ba? Millions na, no?
Viral.
It really went super viral.
Yeah.
So, you just have to be very, very careful about who's posting it.
Okay. We're not sure if you are familiar with the current controversy now in Bantayan Island about the music festival, and if you can comment on it.
If you would recall, remember when I was governor, I think it was in my second term,
Yes.
about 20 plus priests, including Cardinal Vidal, sent me a letter imploring my help. Because as they told me, dito kunos Bantayan, panahon sa Semana Santa, instead of unta, we would have solemnity ba kay ato gud ning tradisyon nga atong gitanaw ang kasakit o kamatay no sa atong Ginoo. Dito nagkuha na mahinuon. Oh, mura nag-celebration na mahinuon sila dito. Nga okay, may ra untag mag-celebrate kana pag yung in such lewd and vulgar fashion, magbikini open and all of this. So I issued a warning. In fact,
Yes.
I signed an executive order. And particularly, kaya di man mahitabo, at that time, di man ito mahitabo sa Bantayan or Madridejos. Nagtura mo ito sa Santa Fe.
Yeah.
So, akong giingnan, pahimangnuan, ang tulo ka lungsod, no? And I think even Santa Fe passed an ordinance at that time, disallowing these lewd and obscene shows, bikini open. So, I gave fair warning, unya, pagkahuman ato, ni padayon maghihapon. Mo tong doon ako gikiha, mag-isa to sila mga artista. Mauwi Taylor.
Si kada yung partner usa.
Mabay,
In fact, they apologize to you, diba?
And then sila, they apologized. So, I think it's all a matter, Mangyud, of leadership.
Okay.
And if you ask me about what's happening now, maybe it's a matter of lack of leadership.
Okay. You have any more questions? No questions from there? No questions. Perhaps this will be our final question for today. We will not hold you very long anymore. Which do you find more fulfilling, being a governor or being a legislator?
Both. Actually, as governor, that was a whole different ballgame, no? Hands-on, kunya, dili na 24/7, 25/8. And but then you also have such profound psychic rewards, even though you're always under fire, and every day in and day out, ikay nasa spotlight, pangitaan kag sayop, whether og ang mga issues himuhimuan pagyud ka, tunay usa dinhi nga gitawag pagyud ko tanan mga pangan, di ba? Mo hinitay. But then you take it all in stride because you realize that not all are given the opportunity to serve. More so, pila pa man ang natagag oportunidad nga babay nga maka-alagad isip gobernador. More so, I did not work my way up. I just ran for the highest office of the province and I won. I mean, it was like a miracle for me nga murag, it was a message back nga, do the best that you can. And I did. That's what I did. Even though, you know, I went through so much pain, you know what happened to the last 6 months of my governorship. Gisiguro yun nila kay ang kining mga kultong dilaw, gusto man nila maka-take over sa Capitol, so yeah, I have to say it as frankly as I could. They put these trumped up charges against me and suspended me for 6 months. So you take that all in stride. Because I really, really found so much fulfillment in being able to touch base with Cebuanos, especially katuntua in town dito sa mga bukid, nga wa pag masukad makakita gobernador. Unya inigunit na ko, lamano, muhila, kay muingon, wa may magtuo nga makakita ni gobernador karon nagunit ginis imong kamot. You know, it's this I have a treasure trove of memories and stories that I will always keep in my heart when I serve as governor of Cebu. Karon, in Congress, this is a totally different ballgame side.
Correct, yes.
Like, I have to read a lot. I have to study a lot. Of course, there's always a choice, no? Kani atong gobernador ko. O magbagdoy-bagdoy ko, masabtan sa tibok Cebu. Diba? Nasabtan na ninyo, okay sa nagbagdoy-bagdoy ron. But, kay lagi, kung naay meeting, ikaw may preside. Kung di ka moabot, o malate ka, malate ang pagsugod. Kung di ka moabot, di madayon ang meeting. Okay, ikaw may gobernador. Karon, in Congress, it's totally your choice. Mahimo kang perfect attendance or most absenteeous. And nobody will penalize you. Maski wa kay tunga-tunga, you still receive the same salary. Of course, the press will crucify you if they find out. But, you know, they would say, ang example, ang excuse na, uto ako sa akong constituents. And they keep on getting re-elected. Diba? So, it's really just a choice. Ako kay, maybe because my previous experience was as a hands-on working governor. So I carried that over karon as a legislator. As I told you, I try to attend all of the committee meetings that I can. Usay magdungan magud. The funny thing is sometimes birabirahon ko from one committee meeting to the next. You know, some congressmen, I guess sometimes even lawmaking is a lot about common sense, and it's so much about reading. Na basahon ko sa nimo ba? Klaruhon, estudyuhi sa. Then you can say something that is of value. And I'm finding that also very fulfilling, that a number of congressmen would approach me and ask for my help when they need, you know, to push a certain legislation or even in certain investigations. Not just the New Bilibid prison, but katong mga investigations nga nag-involve, for example, sa Pampanga and the Paskuhan village, which was sold by the previous kaning PTA. Unya karon murag gipa investigar. Basta daghan, we are also conducting investigations on sa DOTC, sa MRT, kaning mga ilang mga common station. So I'm learning a lot. I have to keep up a lot because I do not dare open my mouth kung di ko kasabot kung sa na ilang gisulti. So I find that also fulfilling, that after I attended several committee meetings and I'm able to point out a particular content dili sa bill, and everybody says, oh nga, ano? Or during an investigation, I would raise a particular issue na which just amplifies the entire investigation itself.
Confirm Lila's number.
But then that gives me so much fulfillment, even though I'm so kapoy na kaiba. But still, I realize na it's really when you are happy and content, na kapoy na kay ka, but you're happy and content, then you've done something good that day. So both are very fulfilling.
Super last question, because
I know where this is leading to.
Because this has been the sentiment has been prevailing, the question has been prevailing. Do you have any plans of running again for governor?
That's the $64 question.
I thought it's a yes.
Kinitanlo.
I thought it's a yes. Yes.
Oh, there's so many reactions now.
Please, that would be
More
the
than
funny-
other,
That would be the funny
hearts
story
and
tomorrow.
likes. More than the other
I thought it's a
questions.
yes.
See, daw mo kayo.
But my question, if I may,
Yes.
it would be to you now. Akong balihon, no? Personal. And to the people who keep asking me this question.
Yeah.
My
My lot of
question
people is actually
is, why? Nga naman, nga sige mamupangutana, nga mubalik ba ko pagka-gobernador? Wala mo malipay sa gobernador karon.
Naalay, gobernador.
Or you may seek higher office.
You know, everything is always kanang events lead you to that. I'm just lucky, and I think it's because I always pray, and I pray a lot for guidance. Unsa akong next step? Like, after my 3 terms as governor, di ba, mudagan ako atog Senate.
Senate.
And then, events led to the fact na maybe it could be better, mudagan na sa akong congressman. So, I ran. And even though katong 2013 was the worst election that we went through because we Garcias were really targeted
Yeah.
by the unlamented previous administration. Well, daghan may casualties sa mga Garcias, but I survived. I survived. And then, pagka 2016, nabalik na pong mga pangutana, mudagan ako gobernador.
Yeah.
After 3 years as congressman and after 3 years of your governor now. Ang butang daghan kayo gustong balik ko. And that was a choice. But then I prayed and I said, well, I think mas maayo nga mudagan lang akong Congress. And I guess that was the wiser choice, no? Kay ni apa man gyud gihapon.
Deputy Speaker pa.
So and now, yes, thank you for reminding me. We natagaan ta og opportunity now to serve as deputy speaker.
First female Deputy Speaker of
Oo.
Visayas.
So let's see unsay mga manghitabo sa mga musunod nga mga adlaw, semana. I still have 2 more years.
2 more years to
2 more
decide.
years.
2 more years to decide.
Okay. And we'll see where events will lead us. Let me end with asking the question that you have not answered. Naman, wala mo malipay sa gobernador karon?
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Gwen Garcia. This has been the Freeman Conversations, and Congresswoman Garcia is just one. It's the first of our guests as we try to reconnect with our representatives from Cebu in Congress. This has been Jobert Ocao, the new Assistant News Editor and Online Editor of the Freeman, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much.